plays. Yeah, so not very good this round at all. It's absolutely shocking. Just don't know how I've gone worse. It just hasn't been good at all this round. And there are a few good things, but it's just I think that we'll get into it. So we've got Nick Dacos. The first game was just a bit of disaster with him. 54. Everyone has him, but it's just I mean, it's not a huge deal. Did have his VC, which didn't really impact that particularly. Um, my what's it called again? Captain score as much, but it's just it was a terrible game from him. And then you had Riley Bonner, which 49 in that game was shocking. That was frustrating as well. Sheasel 113. Look, he did all right. Yeah, I'm happy with him. He's been the best defender so far in my side, and the kids is he's phenomenal for his age. And Young 62. I mean, a lot of people have him, so it's not a huge deal. But again, there's another player who's underperformed. I'm not too sure what's going on with him. Is it the role? Should I get rid of Young? I don't know, because Freo have won last couple games as well. I mean, I followed the bandwagon with him. He did okay, I think, in the preseason matches, but it seems to have fallen off the cliff a little bit. And then we've got Ambrosio here. I did trade in, which is probably one of the only really successful things that happened to my side this week. It was a good that I traded him. I did well. Was my second best scoring defender. And considering he's actually outscored Young, who's way much higher price, it's very frustrating. And we've got Howes here, 68, which is good for his price point. So he's gone up. Happy with him. He's actually had a high average in Young as well. So that's just really sums it up, really. And then you got Caulfield 3. Oh my god, that's a disaster. Seems like he got injured. And it's just, three injured rookie players for defence is just killing me. It's just so unlucky. It's just, bullshit, to be honest. It's just frustrating. You plan this out, you try to get ahead of everyone else, and this garbage happens. It's just stupid luck. So I don't know what I'm going to have on next. On next week, be fine. We've got Williams back in, but there's no cash generation. There's no cover for other buys. For defensive rookies. So I'm not too sure what to do there. I'll just have to. There's no one else good coming through. House is really House and Ambrosio are the only real good options. You had Gibcus was looking good. Reed was looking good. Um, Reed doesn't come back in for at least another month. Caulfield now seems to be out, so I'm not too sure there what's going on, and it's just frustrating. And Hall, well, if you had him, he got subbed out too, I believe. Well, you got a crap score. He started as a sub, I believe. So he's going to keep his spot though, since Lever and Mayo are out. So I'm going to probably have to bring him in, I reckon. Although, at least I've got someone playing. All these are playing. So I have Williams. I'm not too sure how long Caulfield's out. So I potentially have to make a trade there. I mean, so that's one thing I may have to do. So that's the defence. Probably the bit most frustrating line this week for me. I only had one player went above 100, and only one player actually went above 90, really. So it's been a disaster. Not starting with Stewart or even Ryan has just been frustrating. And that's, you know, Ryan, I was on the fence about trying to do it. And no one selected him, but sometimes it's good to go against the crowd. And his teammate Young seems to be gone the opposite of what Ryan has done. So onto the midfield, Bontempelli 136 did okay. I mean, just the standard Bontempelli performance. He does play West Coast next week, so he's probably going to be my captain. Or VC looks like captain, so they play on Sundays. He's going to be my captain option by the looks of it. So that's straightforward captain. No really stress about that. VC or Carlton North. Could probably put on a day class, but even though that has a bit of a risk to it, so I'm not too sure there. And Tom Green did 137, so that's a shining light, I guess. I mean, not a huge score, considering there's some other midfielders went bananas, which I'll talk about in a minute. So 137, that's okay. Then we've gone to Dawson here. Yeah, 96. I mean, he played all right. He got a good, fantasy score, but 96 for Supercoach isn't good enough, and he's going to go down in price. Should I hold him to get rid of him? To be honest, I reckon I've got bigger issues, and I want to generate cash. And I've got a feeling he'll start having a few good weeks. Once Adelaide start performing better, he may get. I reckon he'll get like a 130 plus score more often. I reckon. So it's probably better to hold. I reckon I'm gonna hold on to him for now. I don't like trading sideways unless it's an injury or I see absolute huge issue. But it's not extremely bad. I just think his disposal efficiency just hasn't been quite there. The major concern is here you got players like Sarong, Crouch, even a Rao, and a few other players like a Butters have gone bananas, and it's just killing me. That's what's really killing me. It's not necessarily because my player's performing poorly. It's just not playing as well as what compared to other semi pods are playing, and that's the issue. Is I missed out on quite a lot of other players, and that's what's killing me really. So Green sort of saved me. I mean, it's not a huge, probably kept it on par with captain score. Miller 115, which is okay. It was probably one of Gold Coast's better players this week, so that's okay. He's gone up, so I'm happy with that. Nick Martin 93, a little bit better than last week in terms of disposal efficiency. Still not the best. And I think it's sort of hurting Essendon, to be honest. It sort of killed us this week and last week. Kicking out the ball out of defences seems to be a biggest concern, and defensive transition. I mean, look, he's going to be a hold. Not going to lose too much cash if he does, depending how bad if he plays bad next week. It's not really a major concern. I'm not going to try and get rid of him like a lot of other people have. And then we've got Bonner here, 49, which is probably another concern with which is the reason why I did perform. Another reason why I performed poorly this week because he's a pod. Not many people have him. Considering St Kilda won as well, I think Sinclair's had a bit of an impact. He had hardly any score for the first and half quarters. They did score a bit better in the later the half, the second quarter, but it just he didn't really do too much. So I do have concerns with his pick. I will hold him for at least another week because he should generate cash. He just does have that 100 score in the first round, but I'm gonna have to look on to it. Hopefully, he does perform well next match. He should average 70 or 80, I reckon. So I reckon it's a hole with Bonner. At least he does have that 100 in his system. On to Roberts, 94. So look, happy with Roberts, but a lot of people have him, so it's not a huge deal. So he's definitely going to stay on field for now. And same with Sanders, phenomenal. So a lot better this week. Bulldogs played a lot better. And same with Sanders. Don't know why they subbed him last week. It was a bit silly. Don't think he was their worst player last week. Look, 99, almost scored a ton. So look, I'm happy with that. But a lot of other people did the same thing. And then we've got Wilson on the bench, 59. That's okay. Clark, 60. Manor did all right. He had a great first quarter, Manor, but didn't do much after that. Clark did okay. So I reckon what we're going to do here with the midfield, I think keep Wilson. I think Clark or Manor may have to go and have to bring in McKersha. I should bring in McKersha for a Bonner. I'll have to figure that out. Or is any other midfielders I need to bring in, like a Carroll, which is another pick I could have brought in. Maybe I should have done that last week. Get rid of a Manor or something, or a Hart, like for a Carroll, and then it shouldn't be an issue this week going forward. I'm not too sure. I'm going to have to do something. I do think Clark will make money. It's just going to be a slow burn. But the thing is, at the start of the season, you want that money now. It's precious at this start of the season. You need that money for upgrades. So Wilson's definitely a keep. He's done okay. Average, but we'll keep him. It's these two. It all depends if they're a sub or there's another concern. So I have to hold on that until the bench comes out, team sheet comes out this week. And the summary of the midfield as well. You got Miller, who's going to be off as well with a bye, and you got Green, so it's a bit of a concern there. May not have a full, a lot. But again, we do have the bye, so I believe it's going to be 18 best selected. So it shouldn't be as big, huge of a deal. It's more the forward line, which we'll get to in a minute. So with the midfield, I think it's just not having the players that other people have that have gone off rather than the performance of it. That was so wrong. Butters, and that's just killing me not having them. Even though Zach Merritt as well, who's done alright. So I'm going to have to target some of those players compared to a Dawson or a Martin. So I'm going to have to figure out there. And then the rucks, Grundy and Gordon, that's not really killing me. I guess not having English. Um, so Grundy has gone up a little bit. It's probably not that much. And he's got other scores going to be out of his system. 130 score. So Grundy to English is probably the upgrade that I want. And I just hope that Grundy gets to 550 or 600k because I reckon you got Briggs, Marshall, and English are probably the better options now. I think I wouldn't say Grundy's past it, but he's I don't know. Ever since COVID, all this injury that he's had, he hasn't quite performed to the same level. Like he's still a good player, but not to like the same standard of like 2019, 2020 Grundy that we do need, that we miss. So it's probably going to be an English upgrade. Not now because it's the last of my worries. Onto the four lines. So this is I wouldn't say terrible, but it's a bit of a roller coaster. So you had Luke Jackson, which sort of saved me. 178 is actually my highest average player, I believe. Would you believe it? So starting him was an excellent decision. I had that feeling, he's getting towards his peak now as that, sort of almost perfect age bracket. And Darcy's not there. It'll just be interesting when Darcy comes back, how it's going to affect his score and that may impact him. So I'll have to worry about it then. But for the time being, he's in my side. Sort of save my round, really. Um, Flanders 102. I mean, I'm happy with that considering Gold Coast performed poorly. We'll take that. I'm happy with those two. They performed really well the last couple of matches. The issue is he's got the buy and I've got 4 forwards I've got to buy. I'm going to have to swap, I guess, Wilson with Flanders by the looks of it. And maybe even do a trade here, maybe potentially. Um, Jordan, 88. Happy with that. I mean, there's not really much more I can really say it. He's going to be a hold for now. Might be a flip after the buy, depending how things go. And then Reed, 63. He's not particularly that great. And then we've got Alex Sexton, 47, which is a bit disappointing. So I should have taken Cadman here instead of Sexton. Considering they were playing West Coast, there's a high chance that Cadman was going to do well, and he did. It was a silly decision. That was a mistake. It sort of cost me 50 points. It was just a bit dumb, but you don't know these rookies. With Sexton, you have a bit more confidence because he's been around a bit. He's been around a lot longer. And then Dempsey, 59, not terrible. No, still better than Berry here. Got 24. And I traded him in at Billings, which might be a mistake. It's going to generate cash for like at least another week or so, but 24 in these systems is going to stuff it up a bit, and that's a concern. So he's going to keep his spot. I mean, he scored a goal as well, so he really didn't do anything else, which is just he's just terrible for scoring one goal and 24 points. So look, it's good for short-term cash. I think long-term was probably better with Billings. But it does free up that extra cash to make some trades this week, which I'm definitely going to have to do. I might even have to bring a boost to save my season. Cabman, so he's going to generate money, so that's fine there. I'm not too sure what I'm going to do with the trades. I might make a video later on, maybe not. I'm probably going to have to bring in the Kershaw. Who am I going to get rid of out of this midfield? Should I get rid of Bonner? I'm not too sure. Should I get rid of a Manor? Should I get rid of a Clark? I think Clark and Manor can generate cash. But what about the job security? I need that money now, so I'm going to have to probably do a trade in the midfield. And may have to do a trade in the forward line. Maybe get rid of a Sexton. I'm not too sure there because the forward line, like, it's not too bad. Like, to be honest with you, there's no huge mistakes in terms of the players that I've selected. There are a few rookies in the bubble, I believe, and I need to pick up, and the same in the midfield. It's probably more defence than you probably generate cash with. So look, Williams comes in, get rid of Caulfield. Bontempelli is going to be his captain. VC, It's gonna be a tough option here. Who's playing? So maybe even a Dawson. They got Freo. It's probably not the best. Uh, there's no one else really. And maybe you could even go with Jackson, but he's got Rory O'Brien, who's pretty good. So I'm not too sure there. Maybe he could take a day cost, but it's against Brisbane and it's at the Gabba, and he performed poorly last week. There do a few concerns there. Maybe you could go with the Sheasel. Carlton do score a lot of Supercoach points, but Sheasel could probably hoggle the ball there. That's a tough one there. VC, but at least I've got Bond. So maybe even a Dawson could be as a VC option potentially, but he hasn't performing that great. So I'm not too sure with the defensive rookies who I'm going to, or the rookies or the trades I'm going to have to do. So it's the players I've missed out on that's really killing me. But I do have to sort that defensive out, I reckon. I mean, at least I've got players on field next week. So at least I've got 6. And I've got definitely some in the midfield here. So I think this week I'm going to have to probably maybe even get rid of a Sexton. We'll soon see. I'm not too sure what to do. I might make a video later in the week. Look, overall, disappointing. You put all this effort in and you get, fuck all return for it. I thought I will do a little bit better this round, but then once I saw, Caulfield getting a 3, which is not really my fault at all, and then probably could potentially get rid of Reed for Hore, but Hore did crap anyway, which I might probably have to bring Hore in, even though he did perform poorly. Probably get rid of Reed. I'm not too sure how long Caulfield. Maybe it was just, I need to look at the Caulfield injury. Otherwise, probably a Clark be out, but I'm not too sure what to do. To be honest, I'm gonna have to look at a few things, but look, frustrating. I thought I'd be doing a lot better at the start of the season. Usually, I do perform poorly, but they come out stronger, and it's just frustrating. It's been multiple years to see happening with this first round, couple of rounds, to just do crap. It's just I'm not too sure. The team doesn't look too bad. I think it's just some of the other players haven't selected, just haven't gone off. Particularly with the defence and midfielders, it's just costing me. And hopefully, those players start performing poorly, and it just, I'm not too sure what to do. We'll just have to have a look. All right, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Hope you did better than me.